Right, now on Saturday, you see, we have one of those matches which we have to win. And I wish, when I think about Atalanta this season, what do I think of? I think of that 4-1 win at Atalanta's, stadium back in December, if I'm not wrong, where we played the best match of the season. It would be hard to copy that. I wish football would be that easy, to just control and, paste, copy and paste good matches. It's not like that. We have to, be able to recopy that match. But it'll be hard because, Atalanta are a tough team. Atalanta have shown everyone, from someone who watches the Champions League a few years ago to someone who's a passionate of this area. They've shown everyone that, they're a team which threatens. But I think Roma now knows how to beat Atalanta. Don't get me wrong, Atalanta now knows how Roma will beat them. So they will try and be more careful in the defensive section. But I just get the impression that Saturday we've got one of those matches which we just have to win. And every match is like that. But Saturday's match just has that pinch which other matches don't have, which suggests that we can't get it wrong. And we need to step up at the Olimpico with the same mentality as we had against Atalanta when we played them in December. It's I think it's difficult because unlike December, we've lost a lot of momentum, but at the same time the win against La Spezia, an injury time win, does boost us to try and get the 3 points, which, as I repeat, are fundamental on Saturday 6 p.m. Italian time. I think it's one of those matches which our morale in compared to the last time we faced Atalanta is not great at all. It's actually, if you compare it to the last time we faced Atalanta, let's face it, it's absolutely appalling. We've lost so many points, and this repercussion of us losing so many points has hit us psychologically. That win against La Spezia, though, was fundamental, for us to get back on a winning streak. If we didn't win against La Spezia, I genuinely think this match would have been disastrous. But, an injury time goal, I think it does give a massive boost. Now, there is one thing which is possibly the most important thing of this live stream, the most important thing to acknowledge from this live stream, this match preview for Atalanta, is that Atalanta are lacking so many players. And this is something which we need to, and I can't stress this enough, we absolutely need to exploit this fact. Atalanta are missing so many players. And if you think that we beat Atalanta scoring 4 goals to 1 in December with all these players being available, you're coming towards this match being, let me get this straight. They don't have Zapata, who's out for the entire season. They don't have Muria, who's most probably going to be out for the entire season. They don't have Ilicic, who's suffering depression. They don't have a Toloi in defense, which got a red card. They don't have Malinovsky in midfielder. He's in doubt, but even today, he hasn't been training with the team, which suggests he's not ready. They don't have Zapata, Muriel, Ilicic, Toloi, and Malinovsky. They don't have so many players. And this thing just needs to just raise something in our mind which goes, I beat them when they were playing with a full squad. I am gonna play even better now. They are lacking so many players, as you saw. And it's their best players which they're lacking. So, it's a tough match because as a team overall they play well. They've got a manager who knows Italian football, who makes teams play well. they're probably the only Premier League style team in this area. They play fast football. They're a great team. But when it comes to the players which can resolve this match, they don't have absolutely no one. Hackers. And luckily for them, they bought Boga from Sassuolo this summer. And they've got Cup Miners, who scored a double on Monday, which was a player which Roma was interested in this summer. You know, it's one of those matches which we've got a lot of positives coming to this. You know, mainly speaking, the positives are that they're lacking so many players. But it's one of those matches that Roma could go, oh yeah, they're lacking so many players. I'm just gonna take a coffee and relax. And that is where we get everything wrong and lose points on Saturday as well. The fact that Atalanta don't have Zapata, don't have Muriel, don't have Malinowski who's in doubt, don't have Ilicic, don't have Toloi in defense, does not mean that we can go, oh yeah, I beat them 4-1 with a full squad. They're basically missing every single player. I can chill because I'll win anyway. No, that is exactly what I fear. Because that can easily happen with this team. You know, the amount of times that that this team has underestimated matches this season, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, is insane. So yes, Atalanta don't have Zapata, Atalanta don't have Ilicic, Atalanta don't have Malinowski who's in doubt, Atalanta don't have Toloi, Atalanta don't have Muriel. But does that mean that's an immediate success? No. We have to step up and beat Atalanta even without these players. Atalanta, just like us, their morale has dropped a lot. They went through to the next round in the Europa League because they beat Olympiacos because Malinowski was in form. Malinowski, as I said, is in doubt for this match. They're lacking so many players, and the players which they're lacking are the players which give a sense to the team. I'm not saying, and I ought to not say, that this means immediate success. Because, they've just, we can't underestimate this. And possibly the most important thing to acknowledge from this live stream is that it's it's very, 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 very easy for these players to underestimate it. So, no underestimating Atalanta, even without their main players. Because I'd probably say that Atalanta is the only team in this area which can still win matches without their main players. How they play football, they're the best team in Italian football when it comes to style of play. That's a fact, that's a statement, full stop. Atalanta are the only Premier League styled, which run everywhere, team in this area. And it doesn't mean that without their main players, they don't win matches. Because on Monday they scored 4 against, who was it? Sampdoria. They scored 3 in Greece against La Spezia. So, it's one of those weird matches where we are the favourites, obviously. You can see from the bookies, we will be the favourites because of the amount of players Atalanta are missing. But God, if we underestimate that match, we will lose. Now, this brings me onto the other side, our side, Roma. Because, yes, we have a full squad in a way. There are a few question marks. Basically, I think the players who have question marks are Oliveira. Because Oliveira is back. And he's back training with his mates today. He got back training with his teammates. But at the same time, will Mourinho risk him? Because now, especially now in March, we've got many competitions to think about. Atalanta is a very important match, don't get me wrong. But will Mourinho risk Oliveira, who got injured 2 weeks ago, when then on Thursday we need to play Vitesse away in the Netherlands? It's all a matter of... But the players which have question marks are Oliveira or Felix up front, which, as I said yesterday, if you missed yesterday's live stream, Felix is one of those young academy players which sleeps at Trigoria, and a few nights ago he was late. He went to a disco with a few of his academy teammates and got back late at night. Mourinho noticed this, and Mourinho the next day told him and basically relegated him back in the academy team just to have a reflect on what he did. So that, in my opinion, I mean, it's not confirmed, but that just, in my mind, says Felix won't get a call for this match. just as a punishment. So Felix is not there. Big question mark is on Zaniolo, because obviously he fractured a bone in his nose, obviously to that kick which led to the penalty at the 95th minute against La Spezia. But he didn't have surgery, so he'll probably wear a mask, and we'll be ready for this match. Doctors, journalists, and Fabrizio Romano himself have said that he'll be available for this match despite this injury. And because, Mourinho, once again, this is a very important match. Mourinho would much rather want Zaniolo to play this match and then maybe, if needed, have surgery after. We can't miss Zaniolo for this match because we all know Zaniolo got subbed in against La Spezia and he basically won us the match. So we need to start Zaniolo even though he's not 100% fit. That leads me on to my predicted 11. Now, let me get a piece of paper because I've been making a few mistakes lately. Now, let me see, because against La Spezia, we were playing with let's see, can't remember precisely. Against La Spezia, we were playing with a 3-4-2-1, which is basically the way we've been playing for quite a long while. I think, you see, I think if Atalanta wasn't missing so many players, I easily think we could have started this match with 4 defenders at the back. Especially if Zapata was playing, if, Malinovsky, if Ilicic were playing. I do think Mourinho wouldn't risk playing with 3 defenders only. But they're missing so many. They don't have attackers. That's just the way it is. I mean, Atalanta on Monday played against Sampdoria with, let's see. They played against Sampdoria with Pasalic as a striker. Pasalic is basically putting Pellegrini as a striker. No experience as a striker, no physique as a striker. Smalling, if on a good day, will slaughter Pasalic up front. So you see what I mean? They're lacking so many fundamental positions, which I think it will force Mourinho to focus on the attack more than the defense. And we will see 3 defenders at the back. I do think, in fact, we will see the same exact scheme as Spezia. And I think we will play with 3 defenders at the back. I mean, Rui Patricio will start. I mean, not a genius. Not even a genius. So, Rui Patricio definitely starts. 3 defenders at the back. Smalling in the centre for sure. Mancini, which needs to be careful because he did get a yellow card against La Spezia, which means if he gets a yellow card against Atalanta, he will miss Udinese next weekend. So, Smalling, Mancini, and now, against La Spezia, Kumbulla was playing, but because Ibanez did get a call but wasn't 100% ready, he's had a full week to recover. I think Ibanez is needed for this match. Even though Kumbulla's been playing absolutely phenomenally lately, I'm going to put Ibanez just because he's got that slight more of experience than Kumbulla. He's more aggressive than Kumbulla. So I'm going to put these 3 in the centre. Now, I am going to put Korsdorp on the right wing. And I'm going to keep Cristante because Cristante played phenomenally. He was my man of the match against La Spezia. Mourinho loves Cristante. So I think Veretout Arrest, who against La Spezia and compared to Cristante was invisible. And I think Oliveira will be back. I think Mourinho will risk him. It's such an important match on Saturday. When it comes to our Europa League prospects, we can't miss Oliveira. So I think Korsdorp, Cristante, Oliveira in the middle for sure. The question is, do we start with Zalewski again, which was great, or do we start with Maitland-Niles or Vigna? I think Mourinho has understood that the academy players give that boost, which Vigna doesn't give, which Maitland-Niles doesn't give, and I think from now on until the end of the season, we will see Mourinho playing with more academy players every time. You know what? Zalewski to start again. I've said it, he played well, and he deserves it. He deserves it more than Vigna. He deserves it more than Maitland-Niles. I think he'll get it. And I think then this will lead to... This is actually it's actually very big. I mean, let's get Tammy away up front, because he'll definitely start. Big question is, who starts behind Tammy? Or... this is interesting because Zalewski might rest and Mkhitaryan might get his position, so then Pellegrini and Zaniolo play behind Abraham. Because I think, don't get me wrong, starting Zalewski is great, but Zaniolo is ready for this match. So I will definitely start Zaniolo, which means if I want to start Zalewski, I either rest one between Pellegrini and Mkhitaryan to start Zaniolo, or I just put Mkhitaryan where Zalewski is and play with Pellegrini, Zaniolo and Tammy up front. And I have a feeling, yes, Mkhitaryan is not great as a right wing, as a left wing, which needs to return in the defensive section, but this is something he's been working on a lot, and it's something which he's been doing a lot in these past matches, getting back in the defensive section. And we'll see it again. Mkhitaryan is probably the player who can adapt in most positions, so Mkhitaryan will start on the right hand side, with Korsdorp on the other side and Cristante and Oliveira in the middle. And then I think Pellegrini, which was great against La Spezia, very good attempts, and Zaniolo, which gave that boost, subbed in, and then he led to a penalty. So I think the predicted 11 will look like this, with Patricio in goal, Mancini, Smalling and Verito in defence, Mkhitaryan, Oliveira, Cristante and Korsdorp in the midfielder section. Even though Mkhitaryan doesn't play as a right wing, he's definitely someone who can, who's extremely, he's like a jolly. He can play everywhere. So I think that will be your midfielder, Pellegrini and Zaniolo just behind Tammy. And hopefully, this team can get us the 3 points, because it's absolutely fundamental. It is. It's just the way it is. If we lose against Atalanta, I think 5th position becomes hard. If we were to win against Atalanta, I think we would 100%, still believe in a 5th position, maybe even a 4th. But, let's focus on 5th first. So, it's a match we need to win against a team which knows how to play football. So, silly mistakes need to be avoided, just like every match. But against Atalanta, even though they're lacking players, I can easily see Roma underestimating it. And that will lead us to a defeat. So they need to be careful. Right. If the players step up, we will win it. Simon, have you seen Italian football podcast? They're saying people in Roma are upset with Jose and his style of play. Don't worry about them. Everyone has their own opinions. People get it wrong, people get it right. So yeah, don't worry about them. That's what pundits and podcast members are made of. Let them speak bad about Roma. What happened with Oliveira? Hope we don't buy him too slow. Please send him back to Porto, says Amir Ba. What happened with Oliveira? He got injured. I think he's back for this match. He trained with his teammates today. What happened to Lazio versus Porto in the Europa League? Lazio got thrown out. We need to buy Zapata. If we get him next summer and a good defender, we are champion for sure. We don't need Zapata. We've got Tammy. Is Zaniolo fit? Who do you think should replace him if we sell him to Juve? Zaniolo is fit. He's just got, that fractured bone, but it doesn't make him unfit. Who do you think should replace him if we sell him to Juve? I mean, if we sell him to Juve, we will generate a lot of money, and we need to spend it really well. I think someone who could replace Zaniolo, it might be a big name, but I think, once again, if we sell Zaniolo, we will generate a lot of money. Someone which, once again, this is an example of a player. I'm not saying we will buy him. I'm not saying, I want him, but a sort of similar player to Serge Gnabry from Bayern Munich. If we sell Zaniolo, we need someone who basically plays like Zaniolo. Simon, I'm really excited if we can get Senesi from Feyenoord. Yes, Feyenoord. Jose's style of play not excitingly for a fan, says Anwin Badu. Right, lads, I'll catch you tomorrow. I'll try and catch you tomorrow, even though it's my mum's birthday. But I'll try. For Mourinho's press conference reaction. Subscribe if you haven't already. Smash the subscribe button. Get this channel to 2,100 subscribers as fast as possible. Like this live stream as soon as it becomes a video, and comment in the comments your impressions coming towards this match. Follow me on Instagram at the Roma Guy lower score, and subscribe to my second channel. Travel vlog is about to drop in about 20 minutes. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe to that channel. Link is in the description below, and I will catch you tomorrow. Possibly, not gonna promise it, but either way, I'm gonna catch you on Saturday for the big match.